Tommy and Victor.
Hi.
You were just you were just playing me a Black Sabbath riff. It was dope.
Yeah. Trying to get back into tune.
Oh, it worked.
I just heard
it worked. It
no,
worked.
It was this random thing because I was going through Reels and I had this old video of them. God, what was it? 75 when Sabotage came out.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I was like looking at where he was playing it in that third position. It was just like.
Oh,
I think they were just fucked up, and like he was like, let's do a faster version of Black Sabbath. So. So this.
I bet.
Right. They just ran out of time and then wound up like writing that in 2 minutes. That
riff, I got.
You know what it is?
I gotta learn that riff. No, I don't.
Yeah, really? That's that. When Big D's, it just goes woo, boom, 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 woo, boom, boom. Yeah, there it is. Look at this. There it is.
Is this the actual show, you think? Or the reel?
Boy, this guy's a genius.
It's kind of hard to tell what.
Oh, they're down a step. I could go down a C. I could play that. That's Killing Yourself to Live, which goes. So that was Killing Yourself to Live on Rock Hudson. I don't know if they did Symptom on this one. They did. I hate to go into the whole Sabbath thing because the whole Ozzy and that whole ending thing is sort of like it gave me a bad taste in my mouth. But I love
Did it really?
Yeah,
it seemed like
I don't want to start bad. I mean, you get me going with stuff like.
Don't tease me because I will get you going.
Really? There's just people that were involved in that whole thing that I didn't think that like, not to kiss your ass, but I mean like somebody like you guys should have been playing on that rather than some of the other. You know what I mean? Like the heavy bands that made a difference. You guys.
Dang, Tommy, thank you.
You know what I mean? Like.
Holy crap.
I don't consider
really
Rage
that.
Against the Machine part of that whole thing. I'm sorry, dude. Like, it's
Sure.
just whatever. But anyway,
it is kind of tough though, Tommy, because I'm 39 now, and Black Sabbath just influenced so many bands. But I guess maybe only bands that made a difference or something like because back then they were heavy as fuck.
Yes,
so
that was the heaviest shit that was out there.
So who's the heaviest thing?
Now?
No. I mean, I'm guessing each era, right? Suicide Silence, mid. Okay, who? Okay, what they should have done? Okay, what's like the mid 2000 band that were just like the Black Sabbath, fucking heavy as fuck?
Meshuggah.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
I just got
there's
fucked.
no other Meshuggah. I mean, right?
That's true. Yeah, it's true. You're right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of bands from your genre that are heavy as all hell, and like now there's like this other generation with Kubla Khan and those like
It never ends, dude. It just keeps going, man. And Tommy, you've seen. I can't even imagine how many eras you've seen because Prong's been in band since '86.
Right.
So sorry to date it, but 39 years going on 40.
Yeah.
26 will be 40 years of Prong, dude.
I know.
Holy crap. And now you're actually celebrating 31 years of Cleansing.
Right. Of the Cleansing record.
Congrats, man.
Not the Cleansing like your record. It's just Cleansing.
Cleansing.
Anyway, it's like, yeah, we were out on tour or just doing, we did Europe, like a full tour with the festivals this summer. It went over amazing. It was fantastic.
Nice.
And we actually recorded all the shows and we're putting out a live record from all the songs from the Cleansing record.
Really?
It's going to be on a live record. It's coming out in February.
Oh, great.
It's our last record with Steamhammer, and then we just signed a record deal with Napalm, and the studio will be out in next year. Now, if you would have told me at my age I'd still be making records, I would have said you're out of your effing minds, because I can't believe like I'm still like signing record deals and keep doing it, because after we got dropped from Epic, I was like, it's over, man. Like, I'm gonna go play with Glenn and Danzig, and then just keep Prong. You know, I get more offers, and I keep doing it. So it keeps going. But anyhow, so we're celebrating 31 years of the Cleansing record.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, is this true, Tommy? You went to a Catholic school, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Oh wow, dude. Okay, so you were I guess you would say you were a Catholic boy, right?
Yes.
This is a pre 8th grade, right? And then at 8th grade, like nuns had homework or a assignment, correct? To bring in a record to review.
It was a little early. I think that was like in 6th grade.
Okay, 6.
Yeah, around there. And I came in with Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
First.
Yeah.
And but they said no to that one.
Oh, then at first I came in with Burn.
Okay.
And
Deep Purple Burn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were like, "What is this?" Because it says something about the devil's sperm. And like,
what song is that?
It's Burn, the song Burn.
Oh, it's
there's a line, this is one with the devil's sperm, again. And then I brought in Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and like, get down to the principal, like, what does it say? I didn't believe she was devil's sperm. So I brought that. Then like my mother had to come up. They said I was against the religion.
Yeah.
So.
And they said
I never
it was satanic.
understood, I live sort of a spiritual life now, but back then I didn't understand what the hell they were talking about in Catholic school forever. Like I didn't understand any of it.
How old are you when you went into Catholic school?
It was 1st grade.
1st grade, okay.
Yeah.
So 1st to 6th, you're in
1st to 8th. And then I went to 1 year of Catholic high school. I couldn't take. I went.
You went to Catholic high school?
Yeah, I went to Malloy. It was an all boys Catholic high school.
Oh, you were there.
Yeah, and I couldn't take. That was all brothers. I don't mean African Americans. I mean it was friars who taught you.
Yeah.
So it was friars or brothers. Like monks, at Malloy High School, and I couldn't take it after a while. I was just like, well, man, I did really well there, and Archbishop Malloy High School. It's in Queens and Flushing in New York City. So
because you grew up in Flushing, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this it right here?
Yeah, that's it.
It's still there.
Oh yeah, no, it's a hard school to get into, and it's a good school. I probably should have stayed there, but if I would have stayed there, I would not be talking to you.
Exactly.
I was like, even in high school. I said, what did I want to be in my high school yearbook? And I graduated earlier year. I said I wanted to be an accountant.
You want to be an accountant?
Yeah.
What made you? what makes someone want to be an accountant?
I guess
Catholic
family pressure.
Oh, you
getting
had
a real job.
You had family pressure.
Like both my parents hated rock music. Like my father despised it. My father with a passion hated it. But I have brothers and sisters. I'm the youngest of 5, and so it was a lot. My brother was always like getting me into like Iron Butterfly and Cream and Jimi Hendrix Experience. My sisters were into mellow soft rock, like Gordon Lightfoot and the Association, and then my oldest sister was big into Motown and like doo-wop music.
Okay.
So I had a lot of influence. My father was like, he used to call it jungle music. He said, rock is jungle music. It's terrible. It's repetitive. Like. He was into like the crooners, like Andy Williams and Perry Como and stuff. So, but anyhow, they were always like hardcore. Like my brother went the straight route. He majored in accounting. So I was like, initially, and then he went on Wall Street and.
He did it.
Oh, he did really well too. Like he went down there. Even in high school, he was working, doing internship down on Wall Street and. Eventually, he figured out a program. I don't know the complexities of it, but he worked on a program that just kept a look on what was going on and was able to sell it. And he did unbelievably well. My oldest brother.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
Yeah. He didn't know anything about computers, but he hooked up with people that knew about computers early on, and he wound up like having a subscription to this. I don't know if it's in finance and Wall Street, and it's like sort of a tip sheet versus it's on that end, and he did really well with it. So I should have went that route. Anyhow, then it was funny too. Like when I went after I got out of high school, like I have like my brother-in-law. One of my brother-in-laws is like, hey, I gotta play this music stuff. and this is way back in like '86 maybe, right when Prong started, and he worked over at Kennedy Airport, and he was working the maintenance over there, and he was a boss already. He's like third generation union, and he's like, yeah, I just go. And I remember this is back in '86. He's go, the starting hourly wage was 18 an hour. And go, back then,
yeah.
And then after 6 months, you'd be $33 an hour. So he wound up eventually retiring at 55, and like
he did it.
Yeah,
because like the thing is, like you got to retire right at 55. And,
yes.
And he did it.
Yeah, he did it. And he has unbelievable pension and all that. So,
unbelievable.
Like, I'm kind of an idiot for keep doing this and, like, living in vans and traveling around in bandwagons and trying to, like, pinch pennies all these years. But there was another route I could have taken, that I could have been at the golf course right now and, like, whatever,
Well, that's like impossible to tell. I mean, who knows? Maybe a personality like yours, Tommy, could have been like, if you had money, you might have done something stupid.
Yeah, that's possible.
You might even be dead.
Yeah,
you never know.
That's true.
Wall Street. I mean, from the outside, this looks so like insane. Did he tell you any stories from like Wall Street? Or
they used to do. Well, back in those days, it was sort of like the Wolf of Wall Street, where they would party a lot. Like,
yeah,
he
what
would,
do you do?
He would have like the martini lunches. They do a lot of blow and that whole thing.
Dude,
like that
blow it up, dude.
Yeah,
blow it up.
And that was back in the '80s, man. Like in the Reagan era, all that stuff was true. Like that went down. And a lot of excess,
of course.
And that's about as much as I sort of like, I wasn't really interested like back then. Now I'm more interested in what he was doing. I should actually get on the phone with him and ask him more about it.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you get out of Catholic school, what are you interested in then?
I was interested, like I said I was going to major in that, but I got into an internship program at a radio station called WYNY, because I was thinking maybe I should go into radio. And it was really absolutely horrible. Like it wasn't like the music side; it was sort of like a news side of it.
Okay.
And
is this it?
I wind up stealing a whole bunch of records. Yeah, WYNY.
Beatles to Billy Joel.
Yeah.
FM radio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, but it was like news and like,
a little bit of
like crappy music. Like not crappy. Damn,
the Beatles are crappy.
No, the Beatles.
Quote it.
No, sorry.
There's a clip.
It wasn't what I was into back then. But they had. He had the record library. I'm trying to think of this DJ that was there, and he said, like, go in there and take whatever you want. And I went in and I scored a whole shitload of records. Like,
what'd you get?
His name was Steve. Like a lot of prog rock. Like they had like Gentle Giant and
like Rush
Genesis. This is almost pre-Rush. Rush was sort of a metal band back then. Like,
what the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Well, the first three records, like I got the first Rush record when it came out.
Okay.
I thought that was cool, and that record is badass anyhow. Then I was really into Fly By Night, and then Caress of Steel, like, I liked it. A lot of people put that down. 21 Tall was great. Then they started being known as when Neil Peart came in, it was more of a progressive rock band, but they weren't. I didn't get any Rush records from them. I bought my Rush records. So the Farewell to Kings was the last one I bought. And then I was just like, I can't deal with it. Or maybe Hemispheres was the last one.
77.
That had the bass like that, was it? That's something I must tell you, that I played bass throughout high school and everything. I didn't play guitar. So eventually...
it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it was like all rhythm oriented. Like, and now I learned to play solos later on.
Okay.
But, back then I was just playing bass. So, I mean, like that bass line was... Geddy Lee was a killer bass player. I mean, that was like... He was one of the guys, right? Chris Squire. Anyway, more records I got out of there. I was talking to him about, Genesis... Tull. I scored a whole bunch of records from there. So I was into prog and punk a lot. Like I had the Stooges, Ramones records, all that stuff back then. So then, like, eventually when I got a job working at a bookstore, and then eventually I was like, you know what, screw Queens. I'm going to move out, and I got an apartment on the Lower East Side, and I was like driving a cab, did a bike messengering.
Drove a cab?
Yeah.
I'm sure you have some crazy cab stories.
Yeah, I mean, just on the
Weirdos.
weekends I did it. Like I did it, and you'd make good money. Like so, I worked
cool.
on like Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday during the day.
Oh, prime hours, I
Yeah,
assume.
yeah. So I did enough to survive, but I got burnt out with it. I got into an accident, and then I was like, "Screw this!" And then the same thing happened with bike messengering, which was a crazy job. I was in the hospital like twice from it. Like I got sideswiped, and then I got a big scar on my head. I got a cab pulled in front of me, and I went flying over, and I smashed my face into the exhaust pipe of a cab in front of me. And they took off. I mean, you talk about New York, and what a bunch of freaking assholes in New York are. It's like when I got off the bike, and notoriously people hated bike messengers. When I got off the bike, I was like blood all over my face. No one helped me. It was just like sort of like a homeless guy came
Walk
up to
it
me and
off,
said,
kid.
Yeah, the homeless guy came and goes, "You better get to the hospital, man. Like you are just covered in blood." And I walked.
Homeless guy?
Yeah.
Homeless guy.
Yeah, like
was
everyone's
looking
just
out.
looking at me like, "Oh my God, I'm not going to get involved with this." And like a homeless dude came up, it's like, "You got to get to the hospital, man. You are fucked up."
Were you doing stuff like this?
Yeah, that's what I did. I was a bike messenger. Exactly. But I was yellow. I was called Cycle Service was the company I was involved in. And we had yellow bags, and we actually like a uniform. We had like a yellow jacket. And then one day I went in there. It was a great job. I had a couple other bands I was playing with, and I was doing that and getting the bands together. Nothing was happening. Eventually, I went to Institute of Audio Research.
Yeah, I found out that you went to audio school for like
8 months or something.
Huh.
I stopped going because we had to do an internship there, and I knew people at CBs. I knew Carol who worked there. She was like the booking agent. I was hanging out there for a lot during those years. So I eventually I said I need an internship, and they said sure. And Steve McAllister was doing a house sound there. He was like, "Yeah, I don't want to do these audition nights, and I'm trying to get out of doing the hardcore matinees too because I can't stand doing them." So I did he put me right in. He's like, "Here you go." I had no idea what I was doing. And he showed me a couple of things, and he's like, "Go for it." So I was like this. I went in there and just tried to figure it out, like just figuring out how to do house sound at CBGBs, just like.
So that's how you actually got the CBGB gig.
Yes.
Oh wow.
And then they said you got to do the door too because we need somebody at the door. So I was doing matinees, audition nights, and I was working the door too. I was there all the time.
Mm.
And then we had the band. I met Mike Kirkland, who was working the door there, and that's how Prong started. So from there, and yeah, there we go. That site looks like it was gutted out before it's like a John Vorvados store. It looks like that's one of the early stages.
It's a legendary venue, man.
Yeah, it was
it.
great years there. Yeah, it was really cool. And I started doing a lot of things. Like I was working at this club called Nirvana on Thursday nights, which was like a metal place. It was up on Times Square, and like they'd have like David Coverdale would come in there and sing, and Rick Derringer was playing. So I was like doing these like rock stars. I was working this other thing too. It was like more of a hair metal joint.
Yeah.
And
because if people aren't aware, with New York, I mean, in like the 80s, 90s, I mean, Manhattan alone had 25 venues.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm glad you know about that. No, it was like
everywhere.
My God, no! Since I was a kid, there was so many clubs, and no one carded. Like I was telling these guys, like even when that's why I said I've been going to CBs for years. I was going to CBs since I was 15. Like no one ever carded me, and I would drink too. So
when was your first drink? Because I know there was
a rum and coke there. I would order.
There was your history, Tom, and what you're like 11 years old going to a Deep Purple show, already smoking and drinking with the hippies, right?
At a Deep Purple, no, at a Sabbath.
Oh, Sabbath.
Yeah. So you did your homework. Yeah, no, like so. It was on the Sabbath tour, and the guy dude, was I in 8th grade?
You went by yourself, right?
I wound up having to because we had the chaperone was supposed to be my buddy's uncle, and my buddy, we got on the subway, went in the city, was meeting his uncle there, and he's like, "Okay, Mike, give me the tickets." I had my ticket.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh fuck, I lost them, man." He lost them. He had like a bomber jacket. It just fell out. He had it like in that crappy in pocket here. I'll never forget. He was like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "I'm going in, man." Like I went in and I was like, yo, I was way up top. It was like, "Oh, little dude, what are you doing here by yourself?" It was like I'm up there, like they're handing me joints. People like had bottles like little like this Wilson whiskey. Everyone used to drink.
Wilson whiskeys?
Wilson whiskey. Yeah.
Oh.
See if you can find. This shit.
Yeah, dude.
It was like this. It said, yeah, there it is. Like.
What the fuck? I never heard of Wilson whiskey.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. Wilson, that's all. No, it's the other white one below that. Yeah, it came in a little.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
other ones. Yeah,
little about half pint. There it is. That's it. And people used to stick it in their jacket, and you walk into anywhere you went with it. People are handing me that shit. I'm like, I'm drinking that. And I was like, I don't know how I made it home. Like, and I didn't tell my mother at all, like that. The guy lost the tickets. I didn't tell her that I didn't make it. I somehow got home again that night. Got on the subway and got back.
So you're 11 years old, leaving a show high and drunk.
Yes.
On the subway.
Yes.
New York.
Made it back.
New York.
Yeah. Yep.
Normal.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Sweet Water. When the band needs anything for a tour or we need something here for the podcast, Sweet Water is where we go. They are the #1 online retailer for pro audio and music instruments. So if you need any music gear fast, click the link in the description below so they know you came from this podcast. That's Sweet Water, your #1 place for pro audio instruments. What a life.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like from my outsider because I was born raised here, Tommy. So weren't you 13 and you got a gun pulled on you?
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple pulled on me in Flushing.
Great hometown.
Yeah, there was like I was on this place called it's like the Hill, and there was a stretch of Main Street Flushing that to get to downtown Flushing you'd have to walk through. That's what it looks like now. When I was a kid, it was an Asian like that.
Okay,
but
okay,
yeah, that's actually Main Street in Roosevelt in Flushing. So you'd have to walk maybe about 4 or 5 blocks from there. You'd have to walk through this stretch, and like these kids, we were walking down there through Main Street. These kids were like, "What are you doing around here? Get the hell out of here. Go back up to the Hill." And they just they weren't going to do anything. Later on, when I was living on the Lower East Side, I got a gun pulled on and held up. And I said, "Oh, I'm not going to." They wanted to go back to this ATM. I got like $20 out of this ATM. And these kids pulled a gun on me. And I just ran.
What do you do?
I just was like, okay. And I just turned around and just took, I just ran. And they didn't do anything. So
gave him $20. Like, I'm fucking out.
I didn't even give them any money. They said, "Let's go. We're going back to the ATM." They wanted to go back. It was on 13th Street and First Avenue on the Lower East Side. So that's where but that was the only time. But in Flushing, I got a gun pulled on me. I think the guy's father, he was a white kid, like with blonde hair, actually, and he had a couple of Puerto Rican kids with him. But I think I know the type because I had another friend that had that I think his father was a cop, and he probably stole his father's gun.
Oh,
was just
shit.
running. Yeah, I mean I know another guy whose father, he was like the worst kid in my neighborhood, and his name was was Charlie Hines, and his father was a cop, and he would steal his father's gun.
Oh,
like
his cop gun?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Because he had another one. He had another piece laying around, and he would just and he'd be walking. "Look what I got, man." I'm like,
it's getting pieced up. Well, so this is your childhood.
Yeah, it was
this
terrible.
Is your teen
I
years?
hated living. I did not like where I was growing up. There's a movie called The Summer of Sam, and it's like
heard of it.
Yeah.
Summer of Sam. Okay.
Yeah. And that really, if anybody, it's a Spike Lee movie. If anybody wants to really see what it was like back then, that was it. Because there was punk rockers and rockers. Then there was what we call the Guido disco dudes. So it was a big problem.
Sounds scary.
Yeah, with the Guido dudes in Queens and the like these guys, like those, and then like punk rockers. Like he really kind of nailed it a little bit on that, on the two groups of people there, and like the friction between that. So it's like I got to get the hell out. I was always like, I swear to God, like so I lived on this corner, and I could see down the block. And there was always a bunch of kids like by like these like the Guido kids hanging out by this like pizzeria down by the and when I started playing bass in bands, I'd have to take like the bus to go to rehearsal and stuff, and I would see if anybody was down there, and I wasn't going to walk into that, so I'd walk all the way around the other way to catch the bus because I was like afraid of these guys. I don't think they would have done anything. I was just kind of like a nervous kid, and like I didn't want to get like I hated getting hassled all the time.
Sure.
They'd be like, "Oh, look at this weirdo here," you know. What are you gonna do? You know, it's like this whole thing.
Yeah.
On there, so I was like, I gotta get the hell out of here. That's why I moved out really young. I met a dude like at the bookstore. I was working at Queens College bookstore in Flushing, and then I moved into the city. Dude, it was so cheap back then. That's what the Lower East Side. That's what all the artists. All the musicians moved down to Lower East Side because you get an apartment down there. We had a duplex apartment. It was an absolute dump. It was a duplex apartment, and it was $350 a month on. It was 45 First Avenue between 2nd and 3rd Street on First Avenue.
$350 a month, dude, in
$350 a month
in New York.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Unheard of.
Right around the corner street. Right around the corner from the Hells Angels headquarters. Right around the corner.
It's right there.
3rd Street was where they all got thrown. Back then, it was before they all got thrown in jail from RICO charges. But that's where Hilly Crystal lived, who was the owner of CBGBs. He lived with the Angels. And that's why the CBGBs was originally an Angels bar.
I didn't know that.
Yes. And he was, believe it or not, Hilly was Sonny Barger's drill sergeant in the Marines. So that's how he was all hooked up. Yeah, now there's nothing there. It's like I think the headquarters is gone, and maybe still there. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's. I haven't been in the city. Now I live on the island. I was living out in L.A. for a long time, and I moved back into New York. But I don't go into Manhattan that much. But I don't see any signs of it there now. That's 4th Street. So 3rd Street is where so around the corner from there.
Were you ever?
That says 4th Street.
Were you ever scared? Because hey,
I was afraid of them. Like I didn't like I like now that you see that people have these things on like Lower East Side living down there, like they were so stabilizing the Angels around back then, but I think they were, but I was always afraid of them because I would look weird back then. I had like
what you look like?
I had for a while I had like bleach blonde hair spiked out, and then it was blue for a while, and then I went by the time then I went like. I started trying to look like I was in Joy Division for a while. I wore like these gray outfits and I had like a short haircut. So I was always doing something weird. And then, I had like sort of a short like haircut, a little more shorter than that, like parted to the side.
Of course.
Almost like this now. But then when Prong started, I was like really into like Killing Joke because that's still my favorite band. So we're sort of like post-punk, like into Joy Division, Killing Joke, Sisters of Mercy. I was a little bit goth too. And then when we were working at CBGBs, we were exposed to all these like crossover and thrash. And we're like, and Mike, the bass player in Prong, the original bass player was in this band called Damage. And they were like a alternative hardcore band. So like we sort of merged all that stuff together. Like, so then eventually I was like, whoa, man, like thrash metal is what's cool, and I grew my hair long. And like Prong sort of got marketed as a thrash metal band. There's Damage. Boy, he's good, man. He's fast. But they were a cool band, Damage. Like they had two bass players. That's why when I started with Prong, he was like Steve McAllister. He was the guy that hired me up on the top left there. That's the bass player. He was the guy that hired me at CB's. He was the house guy there. And he actually produced and engineered our Force Fed record, which is our first
record, right? Yeah. Oh, wow.
Great engineer, great guy. I haven't spoken to him in years, but he was really cool. He was a good dude.
Why'd you start playing bass? Because I know, one of your favorite bands, or your favorite band is Killing Joke, but I know you're a big fan of a Georgie.
So, who?
Like the guitar player.
Oh, Geordie, yeah. I mean, Geordie. No, eventually, when I started playing guitar,
Well, but why? But why did you start playing bass though? First,
I played bass. I think
why?
well, that's a whole other story. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted, and I tell people this. I don't know how true this is really, but like my brother was more of a jock, like, you know. And so I was playing. I was in Little League throughout from third grade on, and I wasn't really. I was okay, you know. And then I played Pop Warner football a little bit.
Like T-ball or like
no, regular little. It wasn't little. They didn't have Little League in New York. They had they had a YMCA league and CYO, which is Catholic Youth Organization. So they had like you know, it was sort of like the Queens. There was a lot of kids there. So they had the Queensboro Hill where I lived. They had their own league. And then when kids sort of dropped out, it was only one team from Queensboro Hill, and then we were in the CYO league and YMCA league and boys club. So we'd play other teams. So I was all right. I mean, like I sort of dropped out. I was like, I when sort of edging into high school, I was like where's my identity? Like I'm not cool. Like I can't be a so I wasn't really that great in football. So I was like. Then I got the hook, like playing, like my brothers got me into music. So I was like, I want to play music. I want to play in a band. I just want to be in a band. Like, eventually I want to get laid. I want to be cool. So.
That's our main goal.
Yeah. So that was pretty much it. Like, so I didn't even, so this kid was in this cover band around the corner and he was like a year older than me. Like, whoa. And I knew his neighbor, this other kid, and he goes, you know that, this other kid's name was Tommy. So he says, I know, Tommy's selling his bass. He doesn't want to do this band. They're called Skylight Port Authority. They were like a local cover band. Like
nice.
And he's like, he's selling his bass. He's quitting the band. I was like, I'll buy it. And I remember, this is a true story. And he goes, he goes, how much? I go, oh, I'm not going to talk to him. Like, I'm afraid of this guy. So he was like this local legend playing in this band. So he was like, he said it was $10 for it. I'm like, okay, whatever it is. $10.
That's
so like, I said, yeah, I'll buy it. And I remember Tommy comes. This guy never really liked me, so he came around the corner. It's like around the corner in New York, back in Queens, was like a whole. That's like whoa. So he came around and came to the door and just like. And I go, here's the 10. He goes, no, 12. I was like, fuck. And I was like, Mom, you got $2? And she's like, for what? I go, don't even worry about it. And I gave him $12. And he didn't even say that, nothing. He just gave me the bass, took around and walked and left. It was called a Height Deluxe. And it was a small scale bass. I think it was spelled H-I-T-E or H-E-I-T. Not height, like the height, but it was H-I-T-E. I've looked it up. They're online. No, H-I-T-E. Yes, height. And it was. I'm trying to see if you can see it up there. No, it was this short scale.
The short scale bass, right?
Yeah, like that's it. It was sort of like that.
You found it? It looks like shit.
Yeah, it was horrible. But like I was able to learn Strutter. Somehow I figured it out. And Deuce. I went right in. I was just like, Put on the bass. That's how I used to play it. I don't think it's really, so that's how I was like, I could do this. And that's how it started, really. I was just learning off of records, man. Like, I was like, I could do this, man. That's it. That was it. That's the one.
Is this it right here?
Yeah.
Boom.
Dude, it's probably worth like...
Do you still have it?
No, dude. Like, a lot... That's another thing with...
1960s probably actually worth some cash, dude.
Dude, it's like...
probably worth some shit.
That was it. I can't believe you found a nice picture of it.
It's probably worth like $24 now.
Yeah, exactly. 12, it doubled in price.
Dude, doubled in price, dude. Doubled in
Eventually,
value.
because I got a Gibson Grabber after that. What? Oh, my God. It's sold.
Oh, wow.
But, I don't know if that's in yen, so I don't know what 970 yen is.
Yeah, what's that? Dude, I want to...
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm really curious on the price, to USD. I'm really curious. No. You said?
I thought it was like. I think I was playing it. Well, now I'm in C, so I mean in D, but I always thought I figured it out wrong. So I think it was like it's the bass line.
That's a sick riff.
That's the bass line.
It's a sick bass line.
Yeah, it was. I don't know how I figured it out, but I mean, it's just like
a sick bass line.
It's like, yeah, I could do this. So that was like, and then like Ramones songs.
Oh, of course. Three chords, you're fucking in, right. Dude. That's it.
Those were actually hard. I don't know if you know, but I just last year I was playing with Marky Ramone. I did a couple of tours.
You serious?
Him. Yeah, I played.
How was that?
Oh, my chops went up like unbelievable because I wanted to play everything downstroke properly.
You're fucking chopped up now, dude.
Yeah, it's like, you know.
You need to warm up for that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What were some of the like the hardest like Ramone songs?
That one is "She's the One." That's a really tough one. That's
She's the one. Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna learn that.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah, well, we did. There's a lot of amazing ones. The arrangements are unbelievable.
My favorite is "Surfing Bird."
Surfing Bird is great. So. Why is this thing going on too?
Rocking too hard.
Oh, that's California Sun.
Yeah, yeah.
Surfing Bird. Well,
yeah. It's just the same note. Yeah.
Yeah. It's everybody got the bird.
Yeah, it's on that same note, dude. It's
like 8 times around.
Yeah. We're fucking rocking, dude.
And it's like I was thinking, what was it? I would like
watching you, dude. Tommy, watching you is making me sweat. I'm nervous right now.
What's that doing?
It's hard, man.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is like all day. If you do it all downstrokes, it's all.
Dude, that's my fucking warm up, dude. And then Surfing Bird. You gotta warm up to that. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, see,
I'm fucking sweaty right now already. Fuck.
I know. It's like so. I was like,
no,
like,
dude. That needs a warm up, dude.
So you know what the funny thing is? So like I'm like, because I'm playing it all. I'm like, I want to do this right.
You had to do it right, man.
And I was like, you know, who was playing bass was Craig from Sick of It All was doing it too.
Oh wow.
And he couldn't do it. He couldn't. He was cheating.
Damn, calling him out.
Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll call him out, man. And he had like 2 more weeks for me to figure out this because they couldn't. His band is like a bunch of South American guys. They couldn't get in to the country. So
I'm sweating, dude.
You know, it's like that's what one of the ones where maybe I'm on a couple of shows. That's what the guitar player. He cheats. So he's going up and down on it. So like that's the band. That's the singer that we had. But they got this. These guys are the band. They couldn't get in the country, so I had a week to learn 40 songs, and I did. I woken up and he's the bass player. This guy's doing it fairly decently. Yeah, good job. Yeah, but the guitar player cheats. Like there's a couple of videos of me up there doing it. We did Aftershock last year with Marky. I was like, well, I wasn't planning to go on stage for a while because I don't know, because I have 2 little kids and stuff. So that's it. That's the show. And I'm on this one. Anyway,
sick.
This could be one of the songs. I'm not going to say it. See, there I am. See, that's me up there. You can see me a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're fucking horned up there, dude.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, and I'm fucking like, I'm doing all the downstrokes. So, like, his wife is like this old, like, a punk rock chick. She said, yeah, like, I don't know. I could just hear her saying, like, I don't know. I don't like Tommy, like, because he's making all these, like, metal faces, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because I was just like, like that. You're supposed to be Ramones, you're supposed to be stoic and not, like, like, you know, Johnny was always like,
oh, he would just like, he would look bored sometimes. I'm like, how do you playing it like that? The way his right hand, it's like,
see, there I am.
Yeah, dude.
This Craig was sick of it all.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
But my chops went up like, because I was all 8 hours just doing downstrokes, you know, like all this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And then doing it standing up too.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, whoa. See, look how fast look how.
It's a fucking machine gun.
Yeah. See, Craig's going up and down. You can see him.
Oh.
Look how he's cheating. Look how he's cheating. No cheating on Ramones songs, man.
If there's rules, that's on a list. You cannot
look,
play Ramones songs.
Downstrokes, up and down, up and down, up and down. Craig, not happening.
Shout out.
Cheating. Look at that up and down, man. Come on.
Yeah,
dude.
how do you warm up with that? You just don't warm up. You just do it for 8 hours.
The songs are really hard. Yeah, the songs that were so even like that. I had to do my own teching and everything. So I was like in the, you know, he was cool with like hotel rooms. So he's like one of these. He's an old rock star. So he's like, you know, like, yeah, we'll be at the hotel you know, we're going on at 8. Like we'll leave the hotel at 7:30. You know, it's like,
yeah.
So I'm like in the hotel room, just like, you know, jamming, just without an amp, nothing, just like this, you know, just
rocking.
You know, look, there's Johnny. See, Johnny is great. Look at that. Look how fast he was. Amazing.
There's no right hand like Johnny's.
No,
dude.
he's amazing.
There's just no one.
Yeah, So I watch a lot of these videos.
Same, dude. I watched these exact videos. I'm like, how is his right hand doing what I see it doing?
No, he was great. He was really great. So I referred to a lot of the old ones, and like I was like, dude, like the guy he doesn't care. The guy in his band, that dude that was on there, that's cheating too. Like, and I was like, I was like, no, I ain't. I'm not.
Tommy
I'm not
rules,
cheating,
dude.
I'm not. Just for my own sake. It was cool that a couple of times we're like right on early on, like we played. It was like flying dates. This guy's going, came back, goes, dude, I'm like a huge Ramones fan. I like, you know, like you're playing everything exactly the way it's supposed to be. I'm like, thank you, because Marky didn't say anything to me the whole time. So I was like after like I was like he kissed me like on the lips like the last show. He's just like, I love you. He was like,
that's good luck.
Yeah, I will love you, and that was his wife too. But like, we got the old guys back and some other dudes, but it was a fun gig.
I bet, dude.
Like,
what an honor.
But you know what I wanted to do?
What?
It's like, because I have, and I'm so busy all the time, but I wanted, in order to get my chops back up, I wanted to keep playing the set.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like, I was starting to, like, learn how to, like, the vocals, too. So it was like, to do, like, a Ramones cover band would be something that I wouldn't, like, singing and playing.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I think I could do it. But I have to, if I get back into learning the shit, look at that fat, like, look how fast it. But you can't make the metal face. They don't like this. Look at Marky, how he's just chewing gum. I should have just done that. Get a bunch of gum in my mouth and just did it that way.
I didn't realize their aesthetic until you pointed out. They are a very stoic band. They were.
Yeah.
I never realized that look.
I don't think punk rock, you weren't supposed to show that much emotion, you know?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm fucking up here chilling, dude. This is.
Yeah.
And never really had the faces, you know? Yeah, what was it like for Tommy? What was it like for you? At what point, what does a timeline look like with you doing sound at CBGBs to Prong doing Force Fed? What's that timeline? Because
it was at the same time. Like at 80, it was all during. All of Prong was while I was working at CB. So the first record was 86. That's 87. It says 88. But I guess
I was 1 year old.
It was 88. So we're actually playing a couple of songs off that Force Fed record now. That's the demo. Look at that. That's where I lived. That was my old 11 Stanton Street. That's where I used to live.
And the New York scene was so thriving is that you were able to sell 5,000 copies at
Bleecker Bob's.
Bleecker Bob's, right?
We couldn't keep them in. Like the first EP, and that's why which was what we did. We cheated. Talking about cheating again. We had the demo, and I was like really into the whole. Back then we had fanzines, and you'd be able to trade demos, and you had cassettes. The whole demo cassette scene was huge. So it was that was the first one. That's the one that the friend of ours put it out. It's called Mr. Bear Records, and it was like we knew Craig over at Bleecker Bob's. He's like, "Could you get me more records?" I'm like, "Yeah, could you get me more records?" So we sold out the first 3,000, and then we were just bringing boxes over there, like getting them, trying to get them pressed up. Yeah, so you know.
Just by playing, were you just playing around the area or what?
Yeah, we didn't do anything outside. Like maybe Albany. I don't even think we did Albany yet. Like it was all Lower East Side, Lemore's. I don't even think we got to Lemore's yet. It was just hardcore matinees. We did. But by the time Force Fed came out, we were doing more shows. We went to Europe. We were doing more, and the record did really well in Lower East Side. So in Manhattan, and that's why Spigot. That's why this guy John Loader, who put out all the Discord records, which were all, Minor Threat primarily, and then he put out the first Beastie Boys record too. Made a fortune on that. He contacted John Loader. He's passed away. He wanted to put out the Prong record. So that's why we got over to Europe, blah, blah, blah. And, he put out that record over there, Force Fed. So we were definitely more popular in Europe to start out with. England, just England. Really. So now we can't buy our way into England these days. So
every territory is so different, man. All of them, they're so...
Yeah, we were like a flash in the pan over there, and once they dispose of you in the UK, you're sort of done. Like we were really popular briefly, and then
yeah, I heard there's
Stevie McAllister.
I heard England said that your downpicking is too fast. I'm like, no, he's out.
Yeah. No, so anyway, so the timeline, it was like I was working at CB's, and I don't know how we fit it. We rehearsed at this place called Westbeth Basement, and we shared with a couple other bands, and then we just like wrote stuff and fast and went in and jammed it out. I wrote the lyrics and vocals in rehearsal. We just while I was singing, Mike too. Mike sang a lot of the songs initially as well. And we'd get together in each other's, like in his apartment, and we just jam out. That's cool. We're gonna use that. Going with the drummer. Boom. Write the lyric, just sing it. That was it. And the first record was recorded with Wharton Tears. That demo, which we remixed, and I put solos on it. That's why we cheated to make it more like crossover. I put solos on the stuff.
Oh my goodness.
The first record, the demo doesn't have solos on it.
Yeah.
Then I was like, because I didn't know how to play solos. So it's
Yeah.
like I figured out a couple of ones, like, and I still do the one from Disbelievers. So it was basically based on. So yeah. So it's what does it go? Yeah. So then he goes, yeah. So that section in the middle, and then it goes fast. So now I said, I'm just going to put the solo on there. I went in there and I played terribly like that, but it's like, that's. I just did that, went in back in and did that, and then we released the EP on it. But that was recorded by Wharton Tears, who's unbelievably famous. He did the first 2 unbelievable, fantastic Helmet records, and then he also did Sonic Youth too. So he had a studio like on 15th Street. Or maybe was it the 20s or something? 19th, maybe 22nd Street. And he relocated. It's a fun city. It was like in, I don't know where the hell it was. It was either 22nd Street or 15th Street, somewhere over there on like 2nd Avenue. And then he did a lot of stuff. He was a good dude. And then, but the Helmet records, he did.
Was this also around the same time?
86.
Okay.
We ran in and did that, cut that, made the record. Then we did the second one in a rented storefront on the Lower East Side. Stevie had his own recording stuff, and we just did it with McAllister in like a storefront on the Lower East Side.
Was there any difference between Force Fed and Beg to Differ because of the major or at all?
Not really. Like we had written and have been performing those songs, a lot of them, before we got signed. So, I mean, that was a whole weird period. Like, we had wrote all those songs.
Already?
A lot of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I don't even know. Let's put it this way. By the time, believe it or not, by the time Force Fed was done, like, a lot of labels wanted to sign Prong. Like, all the Roadrunner and all those wanted to sign us. Like, there was, Combat. They want all those, and then we said Epic wanted. We played a show with the Cro-Mags at the Ritz, and this guy Feinagel from Epic Records, he came backstage and goes, "I want to sign you guys." So, but I'm not really sure. I think like something like Beg to Differ may have been written afterwards. We wanted to change it up a little bit, so we wanted to be like, that's where this groove metal thing started. Where
so I really wanted to bring this up because you guys, you can't really put anything to Prong, any kind of name. But I guess I was curious what people were saying back then, because that's when like the subgenre of groove metal was kind of bubbling, and this record, Beg to Differ, actually predates Pantera.
Yes, it does.
So I was kind of wondering what you were jamming, why.
I was always, since like '83, really into the Bad Brain. So
yeah,
that's where the like that.
Oh, that's where it came from.
So Bad Brains. That so. That was the staccato, So all that was just came from them. I wish I knew how to play some of this Bad Brain, so I did. And I haven't really played on that. But yeah, its quickness was out of on that. I don't even have. A lot of those things like that. Like a lot. So that's where that. So you're the. A lot of that shit.
Yeah.
And then like Frost to early Frost, like Central Frost too, like when like to Megatherian, there's a lot of that. So like I was more exposed to that like during in that between Force Fed and Beg to Differ. It was like Bad Brains meets Celtic Frost, where I think
Sick.
the first record was more like Discharge and. That it really comes from that. More of Discharge was our big thing back then, And then, I mean, there's another song on Break the Difference. It just goes. That's like a reignition type of thing. So yeah, the Brains were a big influence, and then we went in and
Can we move the mic down?
Okay, sorry, bud.
Just a little bit, just for the. There you go. You're good.
Sick. Boom.
Yeah, so that has it there, and then we signed the record contract, and we went right in the next day and started recording the album with Mark Dodson like the next day. It was the weirdest thing in the world. So yeah, and then the rest is history. Then by the time we got Cleansing out, and then Rude Awakening and Just Prove You Wrong. We did 4 studios with. Epic.
To prove you wrong. That intro, I'm like, what the fuck is Tommy doing there?
Oh, that's a ripoff of whatever it was. Influenced by Celebration Day by.
That's the one riff I heard. I was like, what is he doing there?
Like a Jimmy Page thing or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Celebration Day. Like.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
I hear it.
A little bit.
I hear it. I'm like, what the heck is he doing there?
Like that whole thing is sort of
and then like
Pagey.
There's like a harmonic riff like right after or something. I was like, what the heck's he?
Yeah, like that. It's like we use, it's like I use a lot of the thumb. It's like a Hendrix, playing bar chords like that. I think Page did that too a lot,
Interesting. You've always like experimented with almost every single record. It seems like.
Yeah, we want to take. I think we took too many chances, and that's a problem. Why we never really hit like a big popularity because it was like we were just too egotistical. Like we just didn't want to do anything anybody else was doing. We tried back then. Was just like, oh, they're doing that, we can't do that. Oh, this is, you know what I mean? Like we just didn't want to fall into anything, which was stupid financially and like So, Cleansing was like that. I wanted to be completely different than anything on that record too. So that was, we abandoned what we were doing previously a lot.
And
I know you guys did the same thing, and it causes a lot of problems.
There's a fine line because you get success with experimenting, so you keep doing what you did, but there is a line that you cross.
Yes,
and especially with your record Cleansing, it seems like you experimented. Oh, you fucking hit, but you're just doing what you used to doing, and then with the record after and so on, you kept repeating that when you probably maybe it sounds like you wanted to hone in.
The thing is, just like again, like when you have do as a producer the second time. That always, it seems like you always have the sophomore jinx with that. Like we had Terry Date was great on that record.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Dodson was great on Beg to Differ, and then like Prove You Wrong was like, ugh. And then the same thing happened with Cleansing, and then Terry Date with Rude Awakening was just like I listened to it now. I'm like, why did we do that? Like I didn't like the mix. Yeah, it was like I feel uncomfortable with a lot of the things that we did on Rude Awakening. It's like I thought there was some good songs, but for the most part, it fell short of a lot of what we wanted to do.
What's your favorite song off this record then?
My favorite song?
Yeah.
I like Unfortunately a lot on that one. I think that's the strongest song. And then, Proud Division's cool. I think that a lot of bands took from the vibe on that, and like the vocal range on that, I don't really like.
Yeah.
It hits like I'm in a weird key on it, so it's like, oh, what is that? So, but unfortunately, it's a good rock and roll song. I like that one a lot.
So yeah,
I can play it. I'll go into the other tuning. What's the other guitar? It's so basic. There's nothing to it. Yeah, then I had Riggs, who plays with Rob Zombie. He played with Prong. We did a tour, and like the management was like, this trio thing isn't working out. You got to sing, and we need to get another guitar player. Yeah. And I tried doing that, and it failed miserably.
Oh my goodness.
This is basic. So yeah, we had sort of that song going. That's sort of like a couple of songs on Rude Awakening were older ones, and it was like it's almost like a helmet thing. Like they sort of took that. But so we sort of like, I'm gonna bring that one back, So I still like that one a lot, So, then there's a classic, like we had like the ballad with Rude Awakening, the ballad, which we still play. It's like which is like more of a sort of a gothy kind of vibe. This is the Mercy. The video, that's by Rob Zombie. Produced that, directed that. It's his first video thing he's ever done.
Oh wow,
that was his first. His
really?
Yeah, the first thing he ever did when he's like, I'm going to go in the movies. I'm like, all right, you want to do the video? And he did a ridiculously weird job on it. So I want you guys to dress up in these weird costumes and stuff. I'm like, all right, whatever, And the metal fans are just like, this is horrible. We hate this. This is terrible. So
at the time, maybe it was a little bit it was too ahead of its time.
It was. The whole record, the whole thing we were doing was totally ahead of its time. This is before nu metal, before it's around the same time grunge started coming out. So we suffered from other things getting more popular or whatever.
What are some of your favorite like prong riffs? Given all of the history, or do you have like a favorite one?
I don't know if I have a favorite one. I mean, like it's hard to say. Like I like the simplicity of obviously like snap your fingers, snap your neck, which is again that whole thing where it's just like these. It changes up a little bit.
That's a riff. That's a riff.
Then the other part. Look at that. That's basically. Why the most popular song would probably be your favorite riff, because if it wasn't for that song, I don't think we'd have a career at all, because it's like if you look at like that gets way more plays than anything. It's on a lot of it still gets playlists, a lot of people covered it. So
how did you how did that riff come about? How did you write those riffs?
I don't really remember. Like, I think that, like there was like during that whole time too, like it was, we got to figure out like industrial was like a thing that was starting out. So that's why I have like riffs like, so like that stuff like that was sort of like, you know, where are we going now? So it was, there were a lot of like there's a thing, a song on Out of This Misery. It's like, I think I got a lot of it from some like techno music or something, like, you know, and like, you know, that's almost like a sequence slider. Maybe I heard like it was almost like a sequencer or like something techno that I got it from, you know. You know, it didn't really come from like, you know, like a lot of metal comes from like Priest or whatever. You know, this stuff came from, I think, a lot more like listening to industrial music or, you know, like Chem Lab and Frontline Assembly and stuff like that. You know, I was getting into. So I sort of like put that, like, let's do a dance metal song, you know? So, you know, it's pretty much
a dance metal song again, ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Now
well, everyone says that's like, you know, I get pissed off at like, you know, because I went to I saw like when Wayne was alive, I was like, dude, this whole like, you know, like evil disco thing, like, you know, you got that from Prong, right? He's like, absolutely, you know, like that whole
he
thing.
said that?
Oh yeah, he was just like, yeah, man, like they were hugely into that whole thing where like, you know, hi-hat, like
there is a similarity with those riffs.
Yeah, right.
With
the same thing with Rob Zombie too, is like, you know,
there is a big similarity to that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, so I mean, a lot of Prong stuff is in that mode. Oh, this is the drop C stuff, so it's a, you know, so like, when we did the Cleansing record, believe it or not, like I came in with the drop C tuning, and Terry's like, "You got to be kidding! I can't record anything that low." Like Terry, who did, you know, like so he was like, "That's ridiculous! I can't make this work." I'm like, "You're gonna have to make it work." And the only thing I heard that was that low, like a drop C, was maybe I'm trying to think, Fudge Tunnel maybe or something.
Fudge Tunnel.
Yeah. It was like the only thing that was.
That sounds like a fucking sexual move.
I know, right? But it was a band. Yeah, like I think it was the only ones that I knew that were that low, like at that time, you know?
That's a fucking name. Fudge Tunnel.
They actually were pretty popular for a while.
Dude,
Let me see.
Dude, let me see your Fudge Tunnel.
They weren't quite there. I think it's in C, drop C.
This is heavy.
I mean, drop D. See, we started out doing drop D, and then I was like, let's go lower, and then like that's what Stop You Think You Stop You. That one.
Oh.
Now, yeah. And that's the classic right there.
Classic, dude. Now it's a.
Now, I have a question for you. Did you know that there was a record called Cleansing out before you guys did your record? You had no idea what Prong was.
Real quick, let's get it out of the way under 60 seconds. So we did not know.
Yeah, I didn't think you did.
And then once it came out, people were saying, "Oh, they're just ripping off Prong." I mean, there's similarity to Riffs now that I.
No, I don't think you guys knew who Prong was, but I mean,
I didn't know.
Your
I had
riffs
no
are
idea.
like in a whole other
I didn't
stratosphere of just, they're so brutal. And like this record is called, like, I revisited it because, you know, I knew I was doing this, and like, I really like this record because it's fucking raw, and it's just like, it's just an attack on your senses.
Yeah.
You know, Black Crown is more like you guys created your own genre of music that like a million bands have stolen from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody.
Yeah, it's great. It's pretty crazy.
And it's still going on because, you know, like I mentioned, you know, Kubla Khan, and then you have Knock Loose, and these bands, I think they all come from this. So kudos.
Yeah, thank you, man.
But your playing is unbelievable. I mean, yeah, but you have the sweeps, and you know, like some of the stuff that stuff is just like, I don't even know what you guys are technically more proficient than most bands still of that genre. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Tommy.
I don't know where.
It's cool.
Did you go to take a lot of lessons?
No.
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 I don't know how you learn that shit.
No. Well, people talk shit on us because we just chug on on the first two strings. All they do is this. But I think once you cross over to anything, I think that's when people start saying all they do is this, all they are is this. I think that's when you cross over. You know, all they do is chug. All Tommy does is this. It's kind of when you know you've crossed over to something.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I mean, getting that critique. Yeah, but
Yeah.
whatever it is, it's great. It has worked for you.
Yeah, and we were ripping off records from your era. So
Yeah.
Either consciously or subconsciously, both. You know.
Yeah, we started doing, like I said, like on Cleansing, we ripped off not ripped off, but we took from Killing Joke a lot. People don't recognize that now. I'm always like, to this day, like, there's two songs that we're playing live. Like, at one, it's called Not of This Earth, and that's sort of like, I see that as very Killing Joke, Home Rule to Sublime. Those last ones on the record that we played on the tour, and I was like, we haven't really done them live that much. So,
do Broken Pieces.
Tyler was like, always Broken Pieces a killer. We'll play that tonight. We're playing with Fear Factory and KSAD tonight, so we'll be doing that one.
Yeah.
That always a crowd pleaser because people could sing along with it. So that's something that we like. We have some of these hooks that people could sing.
Yeah.
And I mean, to your generation, it's probably corny, but we still do it.
No, hooks never die. Hooks always come back around.
I remember, because I remember when I was out with these kids, like Davio, who's the drummer from, he's in Devil Driver now, and he was doing like road managing, drum teching, doing everything on one of our tours, and he was just like, oh man, no one, our generation's not into like all these songs, like, like your generation are like influenced by Kiss and like, punk rock and stuff. We don't like that anymore. We're not. He goes, we like Silent Planet, like with his. It's just a narrative. I'm like, okay, dude. Like I was listening. I'm like, yeah, the riffs are cool, but I was like, he was like, no, your generation are like, it's no more songs. We don't want that anymore. I'm like, I remember him telling me that.
Oh wow, dude. I don't think anyone knows what anyone wants.
No. But now it seems
now.
like Sleep Token. It's like I don't even like. There's people who are singing along with it at some of the festivals. I'm like, how do the lyrics? How are they figuring this out? I mean, to me, it's is it melody or is it what? I don't know what it is. So it is. It is a different generation of kids that are have started a whole different mentality. I think about those things. But yes, my generation do come from the Rolling Stones and Cream and. Where there was Kiss and there was Sabbath. Well, Sabbath was weird because they didn't really they had weird arrangements based on jams,
Yeah.
But, Deep Purple, they had songs,
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think this song will come back. Yes. So people knew like Sleep Token lyrics. Do you regret not putting lyrics in the booklet?
Yeah, like in that one, I do regret in Cleansing since it was the most popular record. I do regret that. We wanted it to be cool. Like, we didn't have the band members' names on it. We were trying to be like...
You were that crazy with it?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you fucking crossed the line.
Esoteric, I know.
Oh, man. Didn't even put the band members on the record.
No. Well, Ted Parsons and I are not on there. Like, I think John, who did samples, is on there, and maybe Raven, because Raven was sort of not in the band yet.
Yeah.
And because Troy quit. So we had Raven come in, and Raven did a killer job with everything on here. Also, it's written by Prong.
Raven.
Everything's Prong. Prong, no individuals. That's about all. I got to take a piss. Can I do that?
Sure.
Where can we go? Where do I go?
Break time.
Break.
We'll be right back. And we are back.
Hi.
Are you more clear-headed? Dude, I mean, do not mess with me if I got to take a piss. Or if I just picked up my pizza from Domino's and I'm driving home to eat it, I'll drive a little bit reckless.
I hear you. I'm like, yeah. I mean, that's the one thing about traveling in a van. Like, we did a van tour we do a lot of van tours. Well, we did a van tour. I don't drink any coffee in the morning when we wake up.
Oh, you're a freak.
I can't because then we're going to stop all the time. I got to freaking take a piss like all the time, like going, from in Germany, like, so... I don't even bother. I don't want to embarrass myself having to take a piss every 40 minutes or whatever.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
No, I used to, I used to touch on people that can't hold their piss, but then I'm 39. I'm gonna be 40 in 2 months, and I find myself like I'm in the bathroom like half the day peeing.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Absolutely.
it's like your bladder just freaking goes. Well, Tommy, I don't want to waste time. How's your time with Glenn Danzig?
I mean, it's a great gig. I mean, I've always been in the. I mean, I forgot to mention like early on being into the Misfits too. This is starting in like about '82. I started getting into them. Walk Among Us. Was a big record for me. Ted and Mike weren't really into them that much, and I was more into. Then I got into Sam Hain too. And oddly enough, so Googie, the drummer in the Misfits, we had a band together called Antidote, and I was one of the original members. They went on to be one of the first hardcore bands in New York. I quit really early. I couldn't get along with Nunzio, the guitar player, who was my roommate.
Oh,
Yeah, and I was playing bass. So I was really into the Misfits, and then Googie was like, later on, when Prong was just starting, he said, Glenn's forming a band, and it's going to be called Danzig, and they're auditioning guitar players. I'm like, I don't want to go down, dude. Like, I got Prong going. So it was pretty funny. Like, I could have auditioned for him back in the day.
And you said no.
And I said no. I mean, Prong was going. So, like,
Yeah,
and then we did a lot of shows with
busy.
Danzig early on. That's what you said about, I forgot about that. When we were early on, we were doing local shows. We did shows with Danzig. Like at Sundance out on the island. There was a couple other ones. There was more metal venues all over the place around the New York area. Studio One, blah blah blah. So, we did a lot of regional things. We started doing more and more regional things, and we went out and did a van tour, to like Cleveland and Kent and Pittsburgh. We're going out to Pittsburgh. There's a place called the Electric Banana. It was a famous club in Pittsburgh that we played a lot at. We would go out there. We probably went to Pittsburgh more than Philly. There wasn't really anything going on in Philly. It was a weird place. And then, anyway, back to Glenn.
Is this right here?
That's it, studio. That's actually Adriana's club in The Sopranos. They turned it. That's what they used. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Is Studio One. Yeah. Is in Newark. It was in the worst neighborhood that you could possibly imagine.
Probably get robbed there too.
It was terrible. But they had a lot of shows there. That's the Electric Banana in Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's a great place. And you get paid you get paid in food. Like it was like $50 and as many meatballs as you want to eat. That was what Johnny Banana. That was what his big thing was. That's about the time we were playing there, like 1988.
Oh my goodness, dude!
It was like, and then
that backdrop is.
I don't know what the hell that is.
That's a backdrop.
It was a great place. It was great, and then it was like there was a place on the Lower East Side called the Lismore Lounge, and Gigi Allen made it famous. Like he'd play there. It was in the basement underneath this Puerto Rican bar. And that's where he just went crazy and split somebody's head open with a mic stand.
Oh, shit, really?
Oh yeah, it was horrible. Anyway, but playing with Glenn, after Prong got dropped, I sort of mentioned that earlier. I was like, F this. As soon as we got dropped, we were supposed to be on a tour with Danzig and Ozzy. The first Prong, Danzig, and Ozzy. And we got dropped and lost our tour support. So Glenn found out. And I never knew Glenn that much. I met him. I wasn't friends. I mean, we were acquaintances. I was more friends with Doyle. And then, so Glenn called me and said, this was on I got dropped from the label. We did a European tour. I was there. I was like, Prong's over, done. I was living with my ex-mother-in-law in Indianapolis. I had no money. And I went out there And she goes, well, I guess you're going to have to find a regular job now. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so. And I moved out. I went in with her. The story behind that, I don't want to get into it. But it's like I was living with her. So and it was like a Thursday. I got back home from Europe. And then Friday I get a call from Joey C. He's like, Glenn wants you to play guitar with Danzig. I'm like, okay. He goes, I heard you're not doing the tour. He wants you. He hates the guy he had. And he was already, John Christ had quit. They found a replacement. Glenn was unhappy with them. Without even auditioning, he hired me. And he goes, here's the set list. I go, I'm in. I'm doing it. And my mother-in-law was like, so I guess you're going out in the road. I go, can I borrow a bicycle? And I went to rode a bicycle to the mall and came back, and I had one guitar with me that was laying there, and I learned all the songs, like it acoustically with a boombox. And then they had me out Sunday, and our first Ozfest tour started Wednesday.
Oh my goodness!
So I learned all the songs, did one rehearsal with them, and then I was out on the tour with the first Ozfest with opening up for Ozzy with Danzig on Wednesday.
That was the first Ozfest.
Yeah.
Wow. What year was this?
94 was it? 95?
I forget. Like I forget how long Ozfest has been around.
Well, first it was Ozzy and Danzig tour, and they also had an Ozfest too. Was the two big Ozfest shows were bookmarked the tour. So it was an actual Danzig Ozzy tour, and then they had two Ozfest shows as well, I believe.
Interesting.
And this is when Glenn was in his industrial stage. So it was like it was just industrial. Like it was the Danzig Black Acid Devil record, which is probably the worst Danzig record of them all. And
we all got to put out one or two stinkers.
Prong has had more than one or two stickers, but it's like this one is this. I'm sorry, Glenn. If you hear me, it's my least favorite Danzig record. And we don't play anything anymore from it. So as you see, it's Joey. There's no guitar player on this. Joey C, Lazy, and Glenn. So they didn't have a guitar player. By the time the record came out, and then I did the videos for this. Like Sacrifice is a song, Sacrifice on it, and I'm on that video for that. So he was like, so after this duration of touring with Glenn, I quit because. Yeah, I'm in this one, wearing a rubber shirt. And looking like
rubber shirt?
Yeah, looking like a complete asshole in this one.
They have rubber shirts?
Yeah. It was like this whole bondage stash. There it is, see?
Oh, where's that shirt now?
Oh, God, it ripped.
Oh, yeah, you were wearing a rubber shirt, dude. Let's go. Oh, wow.
Anyway,
okay.
so like I quit after this. And then, God, I don't even. What happened to that Fernandez guitar? Jesus, I have no idea what happened to it. Because he, I wanted to. I was going to do something different, and like I don't know what I wanted to do something different, and then he kept like saying, "Well, we're going to South America," and I'm like, "When are we going to South America? When are we going to South America?" He goes, "Oh no, we're like it'll be like we're not going," and then it's like, "Oh, then when's the next tour?" I'd be like. And then I would take all this time out, and then he decided at the last minute he didn't want to do it. So I was like, forget, I can't live like this. So that was the main reason. Like eventually I got called back to do the gig though. So he went through a bunch of other guitar players that failed. See, I'm trying to be like modern and industrial and there. Anyway.
Yeah. It's a moment in time, dude. That is a moment in time right there.
Yeah,
dude.
right? And so I got eventually I did 3 stints with Danzig. Now it's still playing with them, and this one's going on forever, man. I've been playing consistently with them since I think 2011 maybe now or something. So I don't know. Sometimes he gets pissed off at me and fires me, and then
like 14 years, man.
Yeah, in a row. But like I did
In a
two
row,
different
yeah.
other stints.
Yeah, you did. It was like a on and off thing.
Yeah, like, and now he's like, I mean,
I love you, Tommy. I hate you.
yeah.
I still love you though. Wait.
I see Kane. We played the whiskey the other day, and he came down, and
Oh, sick.
we hung out a lot. So,
Oh, that's great, man.
yeah, he's cool. We get along really well nowadays in our old age.
Oh, totally.
You know, like he's very misunderstood because like you know, he's old school. Like his whole mentality. Like I have an older brother, and they're so similar. Like he like just the way they think of things. It's like, you know, he's very strict with shit. Like it's like you do your job, you keep your mouth shut. Like I don't want to hear this, I don't want to hear that. And I get it. Because like, now you have your own band and stuff. You know, so a lot of times some of these guys, you know, it's like please, dude, like, you know, he
Shut
likes
up.
when people know their place.
Yeah. I should start
That
doing
sounds
that.
horrible.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, come on, man. Like, you know, like a lot of these guys, it's like techs or whatever. They're working for the band in 2 weeks, and then they think they're like a tech, and then they think they're in the band. You ever
Yeah.
these guys?
Yeah.
Like they're like, you know, like suddenly hanging out backstage. Like, what are you doing here? Like,
Yeah.
go out there and watch the guitars or something. You know, like, or you know, stay with the rig. Or you know, now they want to hang out and they want to, you know, pick up chicks and they want to get fucked up and you know that whole thing. Like he does not like that.
Do you how do you handle that? Because I go back and forth. I want to be stern, like I look like I guess a Glenn would be a good example. I just can't put myself. I want to be an asshole, but how do you balance that with like Prong? Do you?
I used to be really bad, like abusive and like just an asshole, and that didn't work. And now I don't do anything pretentiously purposeful. Like I don't read like Prince, Machiavelli, the Prince, and try to figure out like methods. It's just like I try to be helpful. Like you know, like Prong has been a catalyst for a lot of guys. Like I guess you know we had Art Cruz in the band for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, like with him, we just told him how it was. Like you know, it was like. You know, like when Art came around, he didn't know how to jam. Like we came out with a No Absolutes record that initially I wanted to go in rehearsal and like, dude, here's the riff. Like, and he'd be like on his phone, like, what? Like we're supposed to jam these songs.
I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
Dude. When drummers on their phone, you're trying to like talk to them. Like,
Yeah.
I've held back like swings for
Well,
sure.
I do, and they'll tell you how I dealt with this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, are you on your phone? And he's just like, oh yeah, you know how Art is. Anyhow, he's just all like, oh yeah, and like I'm playing like you know, show him this. He go, not feeling that one.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, dude, you know what? I'm going in with Chris Collier, and I say, you had your shot. We're here for an hour. I want to jam this one's in the room with you, and I'm like, I'm going to go in with Chris, and he's going to program all the drums for the record. And it's like, fine. Then I go, you could come down and make your adjustments later. I don't have any time to waste with this shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then then we're like, we're doing a live in the studio. No, we're doing a covers record, and I want you to play drums on the songs. So we're going in and we're jamming the shit. And he's just like, you know, but you know what we're doing? It's going to be in the studio. We're figuring everything out in the studio, so the time is ticking, and I got 2 days to do the whole thing. You want to be on the record or not? So it's like, yeah, like, and he actually, because they never did that. When's the Plague? They never went into a room and jammed. Like, everything was like programmed. It's all computer music. So he didn't have any experience. So that was it's a song, Songs from the Black Hole by Prong. That's the first record Art actually plays drums on. And
Shout out to Art.
yeah, he'll probably say, no, Tommy's full of shit.
Hell yeah.
You know, but that's what he plays drums on, and he did a killer job. You give him an opportunity to do something right, and he came through. I mean, Art's excellent, and you know, I'm very happy for him. He's an unbelievable drummer, but he, you know, now he's playing like, you know, Lamb of God, have him in the studio. They're drumming like he's actually. I go, did you actually play on these records? He's like, yeah, I went in and do it. It's like, you know, he actually told like a couple of guys. He goes, you know, it's good to play with Tommy because you know Tommy's old school and like he'll want to go in and actually jam shit, you know. So it's just like with Tex and these guys. I'm like, dude, like figure out, focus on 2 things you got to do to make the show work. Like, what's the biggest thing you got to do as a guitar tech? Some of these guys, and I've trained so many guys, guitar in tune. What do you think of that one? You know, like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're trying to do all this other shit. Like, you know, worried about, like, you know, getting the manual for the wireless or something, you know, what, you know, and I'm like, let's just get this fucking thing running, you know, the first thing, and get my guitars in tune. How about that?
Yeah.
You know, and get a cable ready.
Yeah.
So, you know, so that's the thing, you know, that's what I do. Just try to instruct them. Don't get all pissed off immediately.
Yeah.
And like, give them, you know, I'm not like, you know, like, fuck you, man. You don't know what you're doing. Fuck, you know, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm like, here's a method to make this work, and let's see what happens. So that's what I do.
Do you first have a emotion and then you shove that down? You can't react like this, and then you consciously say something.
I don't get the hostility doesn't get as bad as it used to, because I've been through it so many times, man. Like I did 6 years playing guitar with Ministry. So I've been a side guy. I've been a hired gun. You know, I've been around the block with a lot of stuff. So it's like I have a callus on some stuff. Like I know, you know, I don't have it all figured out, because if I had it figured out, I'd be like, you know, like James Hetfield or something. But, you know, there's a lot of luck in this business too. It's a lot.
True.
I mean, my father used to say that, oh, you're going to play rock music. It's all like you got to be at the right place at the right time. I'd be like, huh? What does that mean? And he's right. He was right. He was like, you know, you got to be, you know, Prong was at the right place at the right time initially, and then we were at the wrong place at the right time. You know, it's like sometimes things get together, sometimes they don't. You know, it's like I've got to this point where it's like everything's like God's will. Like it's like, you know what? It is what it is. That doesn't mean I cop out and I don't make an attempt to make things right. But it's like sometimes you can't control everything, you know? It's impossible. So I get to that point, I was like, I can't control things, especially with finances. I know you got your own band. Like that whole side of things is insane.
Yeah.
You know, it's like.
Yeah, I had something happen. It never ends either. I had something happen yesterday. I literally had this. So this is a patio actually outside. I didn't reply to the email. I was like, I just went outside and smoked a cigar for like 30 minutes. I'm like, just chill out.
That's cool.
It's like 39. I'm like, man, like I was literally asking God for help. Like, God, what is like the opportunity that you're trying to? What are you trying to tell me right now? This with the band. There's always something. Like you're always like, if something great happens, you're gonna get a curveball. You're like, I just sat there and talked to God for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, because I do that a lot, like pretty much daily. Like I mean, it's you have to have something to go to. Like you know, like I don't know if you're married, but like, you know, like I go to her with stuff, and she's like, you know what, I'm sick of hearing this shit. You know, it's like I can't. I got my own problems. I got my own job. You know, like you're not very supportive with my stuff, so you know, F off. And I'm like, you're right. You know, so it's like, you know, it's I go like, God, and it usually smooths things out eventually. It's just for your headspace. It's like, you know, somebody's gonna. The world somehow balances itself out where your sense is like, oh, even driving, you know, like you're driving the car. It's like, what? It's amazing. All these people not paying attention. Everyone sort of still stays in their lane, and it's like
it's like automatic, like a weird way.
Yeah, like otherwise, I mean, if there wasn't any controlling force beyond human, like everyone would be just driving into one another, like because that's just the way humans are. Like I can't believe some of the shit that how things work out in the end somehow, like air travel and all this stuff that goes on. It's like, man, there's a lot of potential for things to go wrong on that. Like,
oh, totally.
You know, right? From getting on the plane to landing, I'm like, okay, I made it. Yeah, wow. I made it. Because it's like, I'm not a very nervous. I know other guys are very nervous on the plane, but like when you really come to think of it, it's Jesus. It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
But
do you I've heard you talk, Tommy, about you would have periods. I mean, especially when we're talking like 39 years. I mean, you've had periods where you sat back and just asked yourself, do I even want to keep going?
Oh my God, I'm kind of a pessimistic. I don't know. It's genetic. I joke with my older sister. I go, no, it's not, because we have now like a lot of nephews and I have 2 new kids and, I have 3 kids, and it's like, it's negative. It's like, it's the victors, it's like,
Yeah.
we're pessimistic, negative people for some reason. We don't expect things to go right a lot of times. So like,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is bullshit. Like I instinctually, I'm like, I got to find the light in a situation. So that's just the way it is. Like I have to rebound all the time. I mean, it's like,
Especially you. I mean, you've been through like tragedies. People have died.
Oh, a lot.
People have disappeared. People either quit or you kicked them out. You've run through a lot of scenarios, man.
A lot of guys, it's like, I got really annoyed. Like I had, after Art left and joined one of the biggest bands in the world, from being in a band that's barely making it, just joining a huge band. So that, then I got Aaron back, who was on Power of the Damager record, and he just died recently.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's a young dude, like, and we had him back. We did a black. Okay, leads into this. So when COVID came around, my wife we're like, music is like, everyone was like, especially in California, it was like, this is done. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, we couldn't talk to anybody. We couldn't go outside. Everyone was paranoid. So I was just like, I was fine. I had like, my son was really young at that time. I was like, and she's like, you just stay home with the kid for now. Figure out. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just be a stay-at-home dad. Like, everything's cool. Like, just jam music with him all day. Like, I was just like, taking care of my kid, listening to like Volume 4 and stuff. There's the late great Aaron Rossi. So we were like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. So then I get a call from Blasco, and he's like, you want to do a Black Label Society tour? I'm like, I got to ask my wife. And she's like, you have to do it. I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah, I mean, because I love Zakk Wylde, and I like him as a person, and I like playing. I think Prong and Black Label is a great combination. And it was like, as it turned out, it was like it was a 2-month tour. And she's like, I'm like, can you handle this? And she's like, yeah, we'll find a babysitter. We'll get a nanny. Just go out and do it. And I didn't have a drummer, so I got Aaron back. And Aaron was, for a half-hour set, he was good. But anything more than that, like he gained too much weight. He was smoking too much weed. He was eating too much. And he was like winded after a half an hour. So it's like when it came to the tour went amazing. Like we sold a shitload of merch. It was every night was great attendance. It was fantastic. So had a great time. So when it came back, I was like, oh, well, we're gonna have to do like a 45-minute set. It's like, I don't think Aaron's gonna be able to do it, man. And so I got this kid, and out in New York. We didn't move back to New York already. When we moved back, I hired him, and he was this killer drummer named Griffin McCarthy. He's like an unbelievable drummer, and worked hard with him. Like I was like, he's the man. This kid's fucking great. Put him on the State of Emergency record, which is our last we did with Evitz, and killer drummer. And in the meantime, he was in this thing called AMH. That's him. He plays with this thing called AMH, and whatever. It's a TikTok band, and it's Adam and the Metal Hawks, and he quit Prong to do this, and that really bummed me out big time. And I was like, you know what, Megan? Like, I was like, I don't even want to do this shit anymore. I'm like, I'm tired of these guys quitting and leaving, and like this is just too much, especially for something like this. Like this is retarded. So, but But as it turns out, we did a couple of shows, and his buddy was doing. He had his buddy who's now playing with Prong, Tyler. Was his doing the drum tech, and he was like, he didn't even say like when he found out Griff was gone, I'm like, I can do it, and he didn't even like. He said I could do it, and then he wound up getting the gig, and he's probably better than Griff now. Like we did a lot of. He's amazing. So it's like, how did that happen? The same thing happened with Jason Christopher, who was playing bass for Prong for a really long time, and he moved, blah blah blah, and then Dean was the tech for Prong, and now he's playing in the band. So it's always there's always something that happens that keeps this ridiculous band going. So it's like it just like it could. It's always been on the brink of completely falling on its face, and like you talk about God or a higher power. Something comes around, and it's like, you're not done yet. Here, I'll give you this, and you see what happens. It's like this weird thing. So it's just like even with our record deal with Steamhammer, it's like I wasn't I wasn't planning on really making another studio record after State of Emergency. It's just like it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And what do it's a lot of work, and like I said, I have other kids now, and it's like a lot of work went into doing this thing. And it was supposed to be on Napalm in America, and it wound up coming over on import on SPV Steamhammer. I was like, it's just like the distribution wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I was like, I'm tired of this whole drama too. Like, so when they said, well, you're supposed to do another album, and I'm like, I don't want to do it. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm going to still do Prong, but it's going to be completely legacy. I'm not going to do any more studio records. That's it. Why? So they came back and they're like, all right, you could get out of the deal. Just do a live album, and then you could sign with Napalm. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. So we did a live album was coming out in February.
It's why you're doing these.
Yeah, like, just... and that sort of came together because I wasn't really planning. Like my booking agent in Europe was like, "Why do you want to do a 31 years of cleansing tour?" I'm like, "Because that's what bands are doing now." Like Life of Agony, we did 2 tours with them on their 30 years of River Runs Red, and every show was sold out. Like, Life of Agony is huge in Europe, but it's like, it's like, well, we'll do that. And he's like, "I don't even think you should do that." I'm like, "All right, but we're doing it," and it turned out to be really good. Like, so we recorded all the shows, and now like all the live cleansing versions are there, and like Tyler does the samples, like so there's some industrial shit going on, so it worked out pretty good,
Nice.
We got the backdrop of the cleansing album, so as you see, attendance was great, like we did really well with it.
That's rad.
Yeah.
So it sounds like there's always, when you don't want to do it, there's something will bring you back.
Yeah, it's like that's what's been going on for like all these years. Like I was like, especially during that COVID time, that period. These are the recent ones. Like there's ones before that where I was I told you when we got dropped by the label, and that was in '94. I was like, forget it. Like I'm done. I don't even care about Prong anymore. I was like, I'm gonna do something different. I wanted to do this as like another project was my thing. Like whole new project, something completely different. Blah blah blah. And then like, Glenn came around, and then I tried to do that other project and no one was interested. Like it was like, and I was like completely broke again. I've been in these periods where I was completely, unbelievably broke.
Wow.
And, like this is funny too. Cause I was living in the Valley in Tarzana. It was like, and, I was like, my business manager, she's like, you're really running out of money. Like, what are you going to do? And I was like, I don't even care anymore. I just put in an application. I went over to In-N-Out Burger, and I put an application in.
When?
This is like 1998, maybe.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't even give a shit. Like I'll fucking work that. Like, and maybe I'll try to get this other project going. I don't even care anymore. Like I was sort of like that. Like, and I was like, I pumped myself up. I'm like, In-N-Out's cool. Like the money was good. My rent was really cheap where I was living in the Valley. Now it's who knows what it was. It was another situation. It was like $300 a month, this apartment. And like when I got it, so I'm like, fuck, I'm waiting. the chick that I talked to at this In and Out was like, "You got the job." Like I was like clean cut, like I looked, and she's like, "You got it. Don't worry about it." I'm like, "Cool, man." I was like, "I can't wait to start working, like getting some more money in. It'll be fun, like working In and Out, whatever, you know." And heard nothing. Like I was like 2 weeks in, somebody calls me on the phone. This guy called Paul Spriggs. He's like, "Tommy Victor?" I'm like, "Just I've been searching you down. Like I'm a manager. There's a new label coming out, Locomotive Records. They want to sign you. They want you to do a new album." I'm like, "With Prong?" I'm like, he's like, "You got the band together?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I said, "Sure." And he said, and he told me how much money the advance was, and I was like, "Yeah, I got the band together. This is fucking unbelievable." I was like, "What the fuck?" And then like, swear to God, maybe a half hour later, In and Out called me up, and they're like, "Yo, you could start Monday." And I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna take the job." Like I was like, I went right into, I was like, I gotta write some songs and put a band together now. So like, I didn't have any idea what was going on out there. Like, it was like when Static was starting out, and I had this drummer that like this guy Dan I knew, and I was friends with Monty Pittman, who was playing guitar for Madonna, and he was like a big Prong fan, and he hit me up, and I was like, you want to do work on a Prong album?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." And he plays with Ministry now. It's like he took sort of my place, and it's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And like I got Dan together, and like I didn't even know, I had no idea who the fuck Static X was, and like I know this is band Static X and like Limp Bizkit, and it's sort of like some of the riffs are sort of based on your stuff. I'm like, I don't care, I don't know. So I just had some riffs, and I put this terrible Prong record called Scorpio Rising out, which is fucking, a lot of people like it, but like it's pretty terrible.
Really?
In my opinion. So I did it. We should have just done like a Static X style record. It probably would have been huge, but it's sort of like I don't know what it is, this record. I have no idea what genre it is. It's just weird. So
it's weird. Okay.
yeah, so like, you know, and then I had to like, I was, everything's on a baritone guitar. Everything's like really low tuning.
But at least it brought you back, man.
Yeah, it brought me back a little bit. It didn't really do that well.
I mean, it got you out of In and Out.
Exactly. But then I went back. Then it didn't really do that well. So I sort of went back into another quitting stage. Like I think I did another Danzig run, and then I was like, "Fuck all this." Again, I went into like a really dark hole after this, and then then eventually we got back, and I was playing with Ministry. Glenn fired me over something silly, and Al called me, and then I started working with him, and then I was like, "Let's get Prong back together," and it sort of took it from there. You know, it's like it probably 2012 is when I started doing Prong seriously again with Evis, like when we did like the Carved into Stone record. So with Evis was when I started getting Prong serious again.
Seems like you just get these phone calls that just bring you
I know,
back.
it was so weird. I mean, that one was the classic one. Was like, "Tommy Victor?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "I'm Paul Spriggs. I could manage you guys, and I got a record deal for you. What do you think?" I'm like, "Well, how much?" I mean, you know, it could be anything from, you know, $3,000 to, you know, with the amount of money that it was, which we went through. We hired this. What the hell is this guy's name? I can't remember this producer. We hired the wrong producer, and it's probably a blessing that I don't mention his name because I hate. If anybody I can't stand in the whole music business is this guy.
Yeah.
This guy completely ripped me off. This guy was like, we started a record, the Scorpio Rising record. The guy was coked out of his mind.
Oh yeah.
And he just wasted so much time, and then he wanted to get paid. So that the record, we wound up finishing it with Steve Bruno, who wound up, he was okay, and not really
Produced and mixed.
Yeah, he was friends with the Motley Crue guys and blah blah blah. But he had a studio over in Santa Monica. It was more of a rehearsal studio than anything. But he wound up working with Five Finger Death Punch, I think. But
how did you feel like walking into
Danny Saber? That's the guy.
Nice.
Terrible human being. Absolute piece of human garbage.
Should have been called Scorpion Coke Rising.
I've seen him out a couple of times, and I was like, you talk about restraint, and how to restrain myself.
Man, maybe it might no amends, possible amends, maybe. Older age, like I can't.
Maybe I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much. The guy's an asshole. That's all I can tell you.
It's tough, huh?
Yeah.
How did you feel walking into In and Out? Like just that acceptance. Like, all right, I'm gonna get a job, man.
I had previous to that, I was going through a really dark period. Like I was running out of money, and I was just fucking around. I had like this crappy girlfriend that was just like bringing me down, and it was just, finally she split, and I was like alone, and I was like, I going back into regular life was exciting to me, and to this day, like I laugh at my ex-wife. I looked at my wife. I'm like, I've done a lot of jobs. Like I was doing like little bit like fire restoration. I did, obviously I told you cab driving, bike messenger. I worked retail. I've done, other little weird things here and there when I had to, work loading trucks or whatever the hell I had to do. Like even when we were signed to a major label, I had to do some stuff like here and there. But I never worked a fast food restaurant. So that was like one of the things I was like, flipping burgers doesn't sound to be that bad. Let me see how bad it can possibly be. Because I remember when I was a kid, there was this guy that hung out with one of the cover bands I was playing as a kid, and he was like, I work at White Castle. I'm like, really, dude? Like, how was that? And he's like, I love it.
Yeah.
He goes, I just get into a whole thing, like, and I'm just into it, man. I'm like, all right. I can eat as much as I want. It's like, cool, man. Like, so I will never forget that. He goes, and he was never really that opposed to it. So I was like, maybe it's good. I don't know. Maybe I'll get into this whole thing. Want to be in working fast food. So something I never did, and I wasn't negative about that. Sometimes doing the tours that we have to do, and some of the things I got to do with Prong now, they bum me out probably more than walking into In and Out. You know what I mean? Like some of the things are just like. It's like managing your own band and some of the stuff you got to do, and budgeting tours and realizing you're not going to make any money and that whole kind of thing is really shitty. It's like, is this really how much money? Like we were doing over to Europe, and I had this road manager that, and I didn't want to do the European tour unless this guy was doing the road managing and doing our sound. And I even told my agent over there, I'm like, I'm not going to do it unless this guy Dieter does it. And it's like, oh, Dieter's in, of course. Guy, because he handled everything. Like he'd be like, I got the budget, I got the transportation. I didn't have to do that much. I hire a road manager to set up this tour, do all this stuff, and bails on me. Got another gig. So I was scrambling, and that's when I'm like, I had to scramble, find crew, find everybody, deal with these other guys are more expensive now. Try to find the whole thing, and I'm like looking at the budget, and it's just like, wow, like I'm not going to make any money on this whole thing. So it's like, I may, if God willing, I'll break even, and I did wind up breaking even on it. So it's like it was, I didn't want to cancel. I asked I was like my wife a couple of times. I'm like, this is getting. Should I cancel? And she's like, I don't think you can now. It's too close, because this is looking bad. If you can deal with it financially with me being gone, and we wind up losing money because I got to spend so much money on nannies and, daycare and all this other shit. So, that's where the expenses come in when I'm not around.
Dang, at-home expenses. So even when you leave, you got to think about the at-home expenses.
Yes.
If you leaving.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
I
got a mortgage too, so it's like luckily my wife does pretty well. So and she didn't always, like when we first started dating, she had this crappy ass job, and you know, it's like it sounds like I'm saying that because people say, oh, you know, Tommy married a lawyer. And like, you know, blah blah blah, but it's like it wasn't like that because she wasn't really doing. She's an entertainment lawyer, and she's you know the same things don't apply. Mm-hmm. So she eventually got a really good gig, but you know she hates it too. Anyhow, but no, she doesn't hate it. But it's like it's stressful. You know, it really is. She has at a good high position. It's just very stressful. So it's like, you know, we figuring these things out. So a lot of times, like, you know, with the band, it is like, you know, it's, you put back to your early question, like it's almost weekly or almost daily where I'm like, is this freaking worth it, man? And it's always like something like we did Aftershock the other day, and it was a clusterfuck. Like the whole thing, like, you know, Dean, I didn't really hire like a real road manager. Dean, our bass player, he's done a killer job sort of filling in as a road manager. And there was a lot of things like they changed the time we were going on. I didn't even know, you know, like blah, blah, blah. There was a whole bunch of shit going on.
Sure.
You know, and it was just like, but we went up there and everything was fine. And we did the show and I thought it sounded great. And I thought the response was killer. So it's like, okay, this is worth it. You know, like I call Megan. The essential reason why we came out and did this was because I was doing, because we were doing Aftershock. So, you know, my wife was like, you know, it was worth it to do it because it sounds like, you know, it went over well and you had a good time. So it's like I said, it's balance.
It's balance.
It's never like, you're never on this peak, and that's why the mountain peak is a very short little thing there, and like the trek up there is a long way, and then you're up there for a little bit, and then you got to get down. It's like it's like those little moments where you're like, okay, this is cool, and then it's just like, here we go down again into the valley and trying to climb your way back up again. Oh, yeah. That's what it's all about, you know?
It is, man. The fucking climbing up it'll fucking drive you insane.
Yeah.
It
kills people. Look at the casualties we have. Like, you know, not only Kurt Cobain, but you know, it's just amazing. You know, Chester, like that, like one of the biggest bands ever in our lifetime. The guy's miserable. Like, why? Why would you be? Yeah, like I don't understand why these guys are so damn miserable. You know, like it's unbelievable. It's like every band that you listen to, Octane, they sound like fucking Limp Bizkit. I mean, like Linkin Park on there. It's like they've influenced everybody.
It's crazy.
It's all Linkin Park. It's like, oh, Linkin Park.
It's like everybody.
You know,
it's like down-tuned Linkin Park.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
you know,
holy shit,
right?
The fucking impact.
Yeah,
everybody has demons, man.
Yeah,
I guess I don't know what was going on in his mind. Only he knew.
Well, you want to stay on that, you know. You want to stay up on top too long. You know, Chris Cornell too. Like, you want to stay there, and they don't understand that you can't stay there that long. So that's the thing, you know. But they're. I mean, you're talking about guys that are like of huge, major success. You know, like, you know, like I get like I'm in a great mood if we get like 300 people at a show nowadays. You know, it's like then I'm like, wow, this is
big fucking turnout.
I know, exactly.
I'm
you know,
horned up.
These guys, you know, like, oh shit, there was only 15,000 people saw us today. You know, like, so it's just this weird. Like I went to Metallica. Like they were nice. They had us do this parking lot show out at MetLife Stadium. It was where the Jets and Giants play. So we did this parking lot outside the Metallica concert.
Nice.
Like last year, like they picked us and Overkill. So Overkill did one day and we did the other day on the parking lot show. And it was a trip, man. Like they are so huge. It's fucking unbelievable, man. Like it's like I can't. Because I saw them when they were playing like the Felt Forum in New York, which was like 3,000 people. And I thought that was huge. And now like 80,000 people, 2 nights sold out.
Unbelievable, man.
It's like.
It just keeps going too.
There's MetLife Stadium in the back.
Oh my goodness.
So there's like 80,000 people a night. At like what was the low ticket price was like $250 or something.
Oh my goodness, dude!
But
it's only one
Metallica. Yeah.
I bet even they're fucking bummed out sometimes. Everybody gets bummed out.
I guess. Yeah.
I have a theory why certain bands not necessarily get big, but I guess like the Chesters are a good example, or Chris. It's like but what makes that music? No matter how much money, you're still gonna be that fucking.
Well, you know how it is. Like you
sad
get on
dude.
it. Like you have your guitar is beautiful. Like it really blows this one away. It was like I was playing that. I'm like that's inspirational. Like when I play something like that. So I got like an SG recently, and I was like, this is cool. Sometimes I got to get like a different guitar or something. You know, like that's it. Or like I like to think, we have smartphones. So like if something happens, I come up with a thing. Oh, that could be a lyric. So that's what keeps me going now. Like with songs like lyrical ideas, like talking to somebody like you, and like now I listen to go back and like, and I haven't listened to Suicide Silence in maybe like 3 years or whatever, and you go back and listen, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking killer, like real bands, like and then like I got a new car, right? It's actually like my father-in-law is helping us pay for the lease, but it's so I got a new car, and it's got Sirius in there. I started talking to Jose the other day. I was like, I haven't listened to Liquid Metal and Octane for a while, and now I got a new car, and I was able to listen because I got Sirius on there. And like I was like, these things make me like want to like make records again or whatever. Just little things.
Yeah, you're just fucking searching sometimes for like that inspiration.
Yes,
just searching, and then when you're not searching, that's kind of when you're bummed out. There was I don't think I ever told this story before. It was like, it's funny, you were talking about going to In-N-Out. I've worked in the food industry.
Oh, okay, cool.
Pre-band. Right. And a year and a half ago, I was in a really low. I didn't tell anyone, but I went back to my. Fuck this, I'm fucking over. You're like mental like dialogue. It's over. I'm done.
Right.
I fucking drove back to my first job and tried to get my job back as a dishwasher, and they were full. Like the manager, he's still there. He's like, "What are you doing here?" He was like, "You want a job?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, we're at capacity." I mean, he's used to me going there all the time and eating and asking about the band, and now this, and so luckily it was full. But I could tell by his face. It's like, "What? Like, are you okay?" I left there. I went to Chili's. Try to get the same job. I was and luckily again they were at capacity. They're like, we're not hiring. And then I went home and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop being a bitch.
Yeah.
It's like it's just outwork this thing, outwork, and you get out of it. Not saying there's anything wrong with getting a job. There's not. But it was why. Why am I doing this? Because you're giving up. You're giving up. And I know if you do give up, you'll will regret this moment for the rest of your life.
That's tough because like Suicide Silence is such an iconic brand and name and band, and it's like I know living in SoCal, it's just like you don't really come across kids that don't have like metalheads that don't have Suicide Silence T-shirts. Like they're everywhere. Like you guys are like heroes for like I guess like Inland Empire, local heroes. So that is interesting hearing something like that because it's like my wife sometimes she's like I keep saying dude you like you did Prong, man. You got to wake up and smell the coffee. Like it's like. You got to like realize, like what you've done, you got to sit back and somehow get grateful if that,
you have to.
So like, I'm like, after a while, I'm like, yeah, man, like I have a bathroom like downstairs and I put, like I don't have all the covers, but I got like, most of my album covers are, on there. And I'm like, I have to go in that bathroom. I'm like, wow, that's pretty freaking cool. I got, like 14 records out, like 15, maybe even more. So, did he bring my phone back?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Thank you.
we
Just shut it
got
off
it.
your start.
We got
so,
it.
Now I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What
the hell's going on,
That was
dude?
I took it by my older sister a lot, and that was her. She's like my mother, you know?
That's cool.
It's like, she's like, how come you're not calling me back? She lives in Brooklyn still. She's just like, you know, how come you're not calling me back?
And your mom has since passed away, correct?
Yeah, a long
Yeah,
time ago. Yeah, both of my parents. I was like the last of 5. There's my daughter up there. It's like my little.
So so first your parents didn't like the music, but I'm sure in time they I would assume they've seen what you've done and be like, oh,
No, like that's pretty funny. Like my father he finally told me, he goes, yeah, because I gave him the first record, Primitive Origins, and way later before he died, like he goes, yeah, because he remarried, and one of my stepmother's grandchildren said, why don't you play this Prong record, that thing? And he's like, yeah, I finally listened to it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, I even forget, what the kid's name was, but they played it, and they were like, whoa, what the, that was like way later. And then I was like, really? Okay. And then my mother worked she moved down to Florida in Tampa, and she was working in at the cafeteria of a high school in Tampa, being where death metal started.
Yeah.
And then somebody says, "You're Mrs. Victor. Are you any relation to Tommy Victor?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's my son." I'm like, so they called her the Prong Mother. So that made, she was just like, they call me the Prong Mother down there at the club. They know who you are. And I'm like, yeah, I have records out. Yeah. And she's like, oh my God. It's like,
wow.
So that was like her big thing. And then when I was playing with Ministry, we got nominated for 2 Grammys. So
I heard she found out about that, and that's what made her really,
yeah,
really
she
proud.
was like, "Oh my God, you're going to the Grammys! I can't believe this!" So that was
Wow.
that was a big deal for everybody in my family. They finally, like, because even one of my other sisters was like, no one's into the hard rock anymore. Like she's like, no one's listening to that. And then finally, when Carved Into Stone came out, she was like, oh, I got the record and I really like it. I'm like, where did this come from? Now her daughter is one of my closest nieces. She's a huge Prong fan. Like we did the Cleansing record out in Long Island. She flew out from Portland just to see it, just to come out and hang out with me. And so yeah, I mean, it's a family affair now. It's like everyone's into it. My oldest sister comes. She's 80 and she comes to all the gigs.
Whoa.
Yeah, so. It's crazy.
I mean, talk about taking time.
There's another guy, Larry Foreman. He's dead.
To...
He's in this band Jackpipe. We did a bunch of local shows with him, and he's dead. Like, guys are like dying, man. Like, that's why he's like just heart problems and shit. It's unbelievable.
Are you still running?
Yeah.
Nice.
I do it. I lost some like muscle mass with it because I was just trying to like lose some weight or whatever, But it's like I lost a bunch of muscle from running too much.
Oh, so you're running a lot.
Yeah, I was running. I was doing it every once in a while. Then I go back into mode where it's I'm at home, and now I live on Long Island, and I don't know if anybody's been to Long Island, and it's a completely different diet than it is in Southern California. It's like Italian food and maybe Chinese food, and then like that's it. Diners. So it's like, and then I go to a lot of. Because my son's like in kindergarten now, so it's like birthday parties, and like I'm with my family who also live out there, so it's just like there's always something going on. So I'm like stuffing my face half the time with like Italian food and crap, stuff that's like, getting like just unbelievably. So I was like, I gotta watch out. I gotta like cut some calories every day. So it's like, I'm like, dropping my kid off, and then I'm doing running. Like, that's what I got to do. So, but I haven't been lifting because I was like, I was lifting and then I sort of like I got a torn rotator cuff, so I had to stop. So whatever.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah. So I try to keep my like
weight,
now I'm like, Like these guys, I'm with these kids and they eat like maniacs. Like it's it's 2 o'clock in the morning and it's like, yeah, let's get some Taco Bell. You know, like I'm like, dude, I can't, man. And like I was out in Europe and we were doing shit like that. I'm like, I'm too old, man. I can't do that shit. You know?
Yeah. Well, dude, you look fine.
Yeah, I'm all right.
We're always trying to keep our stomach down.
Yeah.
That's all we're trying to do.
Exactly. That's all I'm trying to do.
Trying to keep it down.
I get the side. I call it side bloob. It's like the oblique fat that I get.
You don't want that.
I know. That's what I get, though. That's the first thing that starts going on. My brother's always like, hey, you're getting a little, you know, the side bloob going.
Oh, no. He's trying to stay fuckable.
It's hard. Yeah, side bloob. There you go. Especially when you wear the, you're wearing the tight pants.
Yeah,
that thing hangs off. See that?
Yeah, it comes out.
Yeah. I don't know how to get rid of that shit.
Well, before you take off, man, you got to talk about your Schecter, man.
Oh yeah, man. Like I've been using this. Originally, it was called the Devil Custom model.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
So it's like yeah, it's got the classic EMG, the Zach thing going. So sometimes I do use the front. Like sometimes I'll bust into it. I'll use the front pickup.
Oh, nice.
So, especially with Danzig, like, you know, use the other top of that, but, you know, there's a lot of just the blues, you know. You know, it's a lot. That sounds good.
Yeah.
It's like, so a lot of that, so I use the front pickup for soul. Like John Christ did that a lot, you know. So
that's dope.
That kind of shit, you know. So that's why I have to have the front pickup because I use it for Danzig and Prong, and then yeah, man, it's just like I mean, you get this model. I had another signature model that I didn't like the way it came out, so I said. They had a Devil Custom and they stopped making them. I go, just make those and put Tommy Victor on it. So.
Yeah. It looks mean.
It's just like it's just
looks
solid.
mean.
Yeah, it looks. But I always like the Strats. I mean I started preferring the double cutaway Iomi thing a little bit, you know, and that's what they had. So I mean, Schecter always been good. Like we got all our guitars stolen. We were playing in Dallas, and they broke into they just
Dallas again.
Is that where you guys got your shit stolen?
we literally just had a band in here. Like the last band we had in here had shit stolen from Dallas twice.
Oh my God, we played Trees, and then instead of like, they don't even bother, like we had a trailer, like a U-Haul. They didn't even bother like trying to break the door out, the back of the trailer or the lock and everything. What they did, they just cut through the side and just cut a hole through that stuff. You could cut through that shit.
Oh, they just cut a hole.
They just cut a hole.
Oh my!
And
goodness,
like I don't want to.
That's crazy.
I don't want to instruct thieves on how to break through U-Hauls, but it's probably like a 15-minute.
It's what happened to you guys. There's a big fucking hole in the side of the trailer.
We had well, ours was a shitty little U-Haul, and they were able to. They just ripped the thing down and then took everything out of there. And then Schecter, I'll never forget. I'll never be disloyal to them. Because they just FedExed a whole shitload of guitars out the next day.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they just
that's
like
dope.
Yeah, so
shout out to Schecter, badass.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, the thing I like about it, like a lot of people don't use that model, and their Devil Custom model, so they just put Tommy Victor on. It's the same model that they had.
Can I jam it?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Dude,
you want the drop C or the standard tuning?
I want. Is that drop C? Dude, I'll
standard.
I'll think it's drop C.
This is drop
Trade.
C. Yeah, Your guitar is so
Straight,
fucking
dude.
cool. Just like, I thank you.
Oh, that thing's sick, dude. Yeah, dude. It sounds killer.
Great sounding guitar. Cool.
Woo, it sounds fucking dope, dude. Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, Tommy.
Gorgeous.
It's-
Absolutely great. Go for it.
It sounds heavy, dude.
Yeah. That sounds cool.
Chevelle.
I love it. Yeah. Ooh. Oh my God.
Damn.
How do you?
I think we just wrote a riff.
You get that nice that.
Yeah,
When
it's-
you're drinking. So you're in B on here.
Yeah, dude. Fucking.
Cool. Very good. Oh, you got the front pickup going. Yeah.
That's cool, man. Sounds awesome.
Yeah, man.
What's the it's neck through, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's pretty sick, man. Neck through.
See, I got to use the Floyd. I mean, I would have, if it wasn't for playing it with Danzig, I wouldn't be using the Floyd that much because, I mean, although Beg to Differ and like the early Prong one, because I used the Floyd, sometimes through bending the neck, I could get away with it, but like there's too much John Christ stuff. He's got too much Floyd on it. Like, I have to use it.
That's dope, man. Holy crap. Yeah, I gotta get a guitar with a Floyd. I don't have one.
They're a pain in the ass, bro.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Oh no! Now I need a Floyd now. Shit.
With that, the way you know how to work it, so. Wow.
Oh shit.
You got to go.
I need
for
one
it.
now.
You got to do
Jeez.
it. That's a new song right there.
Yeah, there it is. All right, Tommy. I don't want to take too much of your time. We got to rush you over to
right.
House of Blues working? Where can people find you? Where do you want people to go?
You could try to just message me, Tommy Victor, on Facebook.
Facebook.
And if you're cool enough, I'll answer you back. I don't really go with that Tommy Victor 23 that much on Instagram, and that you can try to. Maybe I'll start using that again. And then there's Prong the band on Instagram.
Okay.
And then prongmusic.com, and then Prong is just on general. There you go. Oh, that's right. We do it. There's another one.
Prongmusic.com.
Yeah.
You guys did a cover. Oh, well, it's about a year old now. A Rush cover.
What's that?
You did last year. You did a Rush cover.
Yes, it's Working Man. Yeah.
What are they about their drummer?
Oh my God, I don't know. Yeah.
I think this came out like yesterday, dude.
Right, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I don't know much about drummers. Like, I'm not up on them. Tyler said she's rad, so I trust Tyler.
Okay.
I don't know anything. I'm not like one of these people that watches drummers all the time on YouTube.
Oh yeah. Well, it's cool that.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
If you had somebody to produce the next Prong record, who you think you should do it?
Produce the next Prong record.
You don't have to answer it if you don't want to.
What are you trying to go with?
Modern. I don't want to sound like we're doing retro, like.
There's two ideas that popped up in my brain. One, some bands are putting out records that they're producing it themselves, like are actually
a lot of people are now. Yeah,
we just had Chevelle in here. Their bass player did it, and it top 5 record.
Wow.
Oh, so that's like band. So that stuff like that is happening.
Yeah.
So, and then internally, people are getting really sick. It's not like something like back in the day we're producing our own, but shit's like people are learning how to like track records and it's popping. Fuck. A name though.
I don't have the home studio that. It's just for demos. My studio. It's like I can't.
I'm really liking Dan Bronstein.
I never heard that name.
Yeah, he's done Spirit Box stuff. Day Seeker. I'm liking what.
Oh, that's
he's
a
doing.
huge band. I like that though. Dan Bronstein.
Yeah, he kind of mixes both. As far as heavy stuff, this guy Hunter from a band called Psycho Frame. He's been putting out some pretty cool shit. I think he's either I'm blanking, either Georgia or Florida. But yeah, Hunter from Psycho Frame. He's Hunter Young. He's been recording some hot heat.
Nice. All right.
So we got
two guys.
We got 2 guys or one off the wall idea.
I like it. Cool.
Dude, if Hunter does a fucking Prong record, that might be sick. Cause he's
Hunter Young, huh?
Yeah, he's doing some really cool like heavy shit, and it sounds awesome.
Cool. Yep. He said she's very jazzy.
We're getting jazzed up. We got freaking 2 snares, so that fits in the Rush realm, right?
Is it? I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah, Riffs. It's Rush. It's gonna sound sick. Well, I guess I'm gonna see Rush now.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
She looks cool.
Well, Tommy, have a good show.
Yeah, thanks a lot,
Chris.
Chris.
Now you have any music to push?
The State of Emergency record came out 2 years ago. That's still the current record. It came out pretty good. Evitz did it. I know you guys work with him.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a live record coming out in February. It was mixed by Joe Sincata, who's done all the Suffocation records.
Sick.
So that's coming out in February, and it's called Live and Uncleansed, and it's all the songs from the 31 Years of Cleansing, plus some added songs, some of the more pop ones, and then with studio records coming out in October, like I gotta write it and I'm gonna go in and do it and we're gonna knock it out. So
Nice.
we just, like I said, we got signed to Napalm Records and we're doing another record. So
awesome. Tommy, thank you for
thank you, man. This is wonderful.
Time, man.
I had a blast. Thank you.
Appreciate
Good
it,
luck
brother.
to you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, that's it. Later.
Later.